Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm JJ and this is my island Shroomy. Let's see who's here. Who have we got today? We have Tad. Look at him. He's cute. Anybody else? No, I don't think so. That's okay. I still need to change my flag. I do have a design for my flag. I just need to change it. Maybe next video it will be changed. Who knows with me? Anyway, I did say that I would show you my map, like my villages, because I've now got all 10 of them. So let's go to the map. I do have Dina, Boots, Sly, Alfonso, Drago, Frobert, Wart Jr., Camo Frog, Jambet, and Tad. Those are my 10 villagers. They are staying. We are keeping them. This is my lineup. So I thought I'd show you my villagers because I did say that I'd got all 10 of them and I would show you before the dream address. So here are my villagers. Please excuse the line going through my map. That is not going to stay there. That is just there to reference the middle of my island because that is where we are building today. So we have Drago with Walt. No, Tad. Drago's here too. I will be doing where that line is. I just put it there because I need to know where the middle of the island is because that is where today's build is going to be. And I'm going to be doing my museum build. I'm going to try and make it a ruined build, which includes my museum. I don't know how it's going to come out. That is just what I have in mind. A museum, ruins, that is it. So we're just going to get into it. We're just going to do it. So let's just go make this museum. Let's go. Obviously, hard hat is on because I will be doing terraforming in this build. Well, I know I'm doing a cliff. That is it. So hard hat will go on. We'll start with a cliff to put my museum in front of it. I always do it in that sense. I always do my terraforming before I place a building. Like with this build, I want the cliff behind my museum. So I will do my cliff, even if it's a small cliff, I will do that and then I will put my building where it needs to go. Or if I have more terraforming, I will still do that terraforming around where I want to put my building. And then once I've placed my building, if I then need to adjust the terraforming, then I will. So that's a tip. Always start with terraforming before placing a building. You can always have the building in your pockets and then place it. Well, not place it, but put it where it needs to be. Just imagine it instead of actually physically placing it. That's how I do it. And then if it doesn't look right or I need to move it over or rearrange the terraforming, then I do that and then I will place the building. But I always have to imagine what my building looks like, where I'm putting it. Even if there's no terraforming behind it, I still imagine it. Like, I can't see anything. But it's just how I do it. I always have to imagine it before placing it, regardless of where it is or what's around it. I can't help myself. I think it gives me a better idea of the space and all of that around it, behind it, and obviously you can't see that far in front of it once you play, like you're imagining it, which is why I always, majority of the time, I always put down the code on the floor as to where I'm going to place my building, because I can't obviously see in front. That's why I do the code on the floor, like the path, or the in-game path, and then once I've done the in-game path to signal or know where my building's going, I always run to the front, like in front of it, to then look back at it just to see how it would look from where I am at the front. So that's a tip as well. Sometimes I will place my building depending on if there's nothing or an open space behind it. With the museum, this build, obviously, I want the cliff behind it. It's at the back of the island, nothing else is going behind it apart from whatever I put on the cliff. Whereas if I did a house or the museum nearer the front, I've then got all that space behind to do whatever I want. So that's how I do it. It may be of no use to you guys, but that's how I do it. There's a few tips for you. If you don't already do that, it might be easier for you as well. Who knows? Again, this build, I know I want my museum, and that is it. That is all I know. I don't know how it's going to look. I know I want to use the ruined items because it is obviously a museum ruined, like I said in my intro. So, ruined items is a must, obviously. It's a ruined build. But I don't know how it's going to look in that sense. I was considering having a land bridge leading down to it, but I don't know, because I want to put some water in front of it. So if I do decide to do the water, then not necessarily that I won't do the land bridge, but I won't focus on the land bridge today. I may not even do a land bridge anyway. I will obviously see what this build looks like once I've done it, and then decide what I want once this build is done. But there are going to be a lot of ruined museums. A lot of ruined museums. No, I wanted to say a lot of ruined items. And castle walls. Not loads, just to hide the museum. I think most of my builds, or islands, I always hide my museum. Because my museum doesn't always fit my theme. So I have to hide it. And I always hide it with castle walls. Because it makes sense to hide a museum or any building that you don't want because it doesn't match your theme to be seen. So I think a lot of us will use the castle walls to hide the building. But I probably use the castle walls or the medieval walls just to hide the building or the museum. It is a ruin after all, so it does need to be hidden. I am going to be doing a members video. I know I've spoken about this briefly in other videos, but I have decided to do a members video. I don't know what though. I am thinking of maybe doing like a filler area members video, island update in that sense. So then obviously you can see the bits that I've left and I'll fill them out at the end. I don't know. So maybe I'll do a members video for sure once every island, just so at the end you can see my process of filling out my empty spaces. Once I've done the island, obviously everyone has empty spaces, so filling them in, an island update, a next island update, and yeah, just have a slow game play where you see me filling out the smaller areas and waffling on, to be honest. Just keeping it slow paced and more like a gameplay in that sense. No speed builds, more of a slow down. This is what we're going to put here. This is what this area is going to look like. You can see me running around in circles and all of that. So I think that might be an idea for a members video. And I shall consider doing them for now once every island, because I've obviously got to fill out the island and get these areas sorted. And that's a start for members videos. Other ideas for members videos, please comment them down below, and I will write a list of what you would like to see as a members video. There is always a link in my description below on becoming a member, and I would love to have you here if you would like to become a member. I will also be getting back to doing some tours of your islands. I need to find that form for you to fill out, and then I'll repost it on my wall on YouTube. But please give me a minute for that. The only tours that I've done are my own island, and I've done one other tour that wasn't mine, and that island belonged to Melissaverse. So if you don't already follow Melissaverse, please go follow her. She's amazing, and her islands are just amazing too. So go follow her. She kindly allowed me to tour her island as my first one of touring, that it not being my island. So go give her a follow. No, not even a follow. Go subscribe. Bless her heart. She is very kind to me. We do like Melissaverse. Yes, we all know it's coming. I am going to sit here and moan about the weather in the UK. I am in the hottest part of the UK at the minute with our heat wave, because our heat wave is still going. Today we are reaching highs of 34 in the UK where I am, and it's hot. I don't mind the hot. That's not my issue. I'm a hot person, not a hot person. I like the hot weather. I hate being cold. I like being warm, not too warm because then I can't cool down and whatever. But I'd rather be hot than cold. But as much as I'm loving this heat wave and the warmness and the hotness, the sweatiness is my issue. The sweatiness, the mugginess, the humidity, we've already spoke about this, and we're still talking about this. We all know British people love to moan about the weather. Whether it's hot, raining, snowing, cold, any weather, we complain. We moan about it. It's just in our bones. We're not cut out in the UK to deal with high hot temperatures. We live in brick houses that get very hot. It is warmer or hotter inside my house than it is outside my house. Yeah. Our brick houses are made to keep the heat in. So when it's hot outside, the inside of our houses are 10 times hotter. Majority of us do not have aircon. We have bought fans from a shop that circulate the hot air because our house are full of hot air. So we do be melting here, right? So I'm going to moan about the humidity and the mugginess and the sweatiness. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the warm weather, but just take that away. It would be much appreciated. Like, I'm sweating in places I should not be sweating in. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Absolutely not. But I'm going to embrace the warm weather while it's here, because we all know the UK will be raining next minute, or freezing cold another minute. So embrace the hot weather, but just not the sweatiness. Yeah, no. That can disappear kindly, and we'll keep the warm weather. Anyway, that's my rant for the hot weather in the UK. Please let me know where you are. No, not where you are, but let me know if you're dealing with a heat wave as well in the UK, or what the temperature is wherever you are. Do not give specifics of where you are, because obviously this is online, but let me know how hot or cold it is where you are. I'm intrigued and I'm very nosy, so I like to know the ins and outs of these things. I like to know what temperature is, whether it's cold, whether it's hot. Also, let me know if you prefer cold over hot. Like, what season is your favourite? Let me know what season is your favourite, whether you prefer being hot or cold, and how the humidity is for wherever you are, because the humidity and the sweatiness in the UK is not it. Absolutely not. No, thank you. You can take that back. But let me know, wherever you are, what the weather is like for you all, and your favourite season. So there's a lot to be writing in the comments this video, because I've asked you some member ideas or member video ideas. I've asked about the weather where you are, and if you're currently going through a heat wave in the UK, well, obviously you'll be going through the heat wave if you're in the UK. It's a bit silly of me, but where you are, where you are, whether it's hot or cold, and what season is your favourite. As I said, I'm nosy. We need to know these things, because that's just me. And that is all for today's video, today's build. We are outside Camo Frogs because our build is just over there. I want to say thank you first for all the love on my new island teacup. It is a grandma core and I'm very excited for it. I did post a new island video on my Switch 2 the other day, so if you haven't seen that, that is my new island after this one. I will continue it once I've finished Shroomy. I have not forgot about Shroomy. Shroomy will continue, and then I will go back to Teacup. I just wanted to get the island out, because why not? I didn't want to tease you, so I thought, let me get Teacup out and get it, show you guys. So that is what we are doing. Anyway, back to Shroomy. Let's go. This is my museum build, and I actually really love how it's come out, because I didn't have no idea how I was doing it, but this is the finished result of Shroomy's museum ruins, and I love it. I absolutely love this build. I do have some bits on my cliffs behind my museum. You can't really see it. You can see it a little bit, but I do have some bits there, and I absolutely love this build and love the way it's come out. It is the same on both sides. They are symmetrical, exactly the same decorations and all of that. Down the bottom of the cliff and above the cliff, all around the same items in exactly the same places. And that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you all back here for my next video. Bye guys.